Hey guys, so this is my weekly report for March 6th. I'm down here on the Sacramento River again. You can see the water's come down a little bit, but it's still high and rushing. It's going pretty good. It's still kind of murky color, but I want to let you know what I did this week. So first of the week, I went up to Berryessa. I went up there with Doug, a buddy of mine, and we caught a lot of fish. The fish are in anywhere from 4 to 10 feet of water. We were fishing main body, caught mostly largemouth, had them up to 5 pounds. Probably had a 20-pound limit. We didn't start till 10:30. Got a late start, but the bite's good up there. But if you're gonna go up there, you gotta have your boat decontaminated. So you gotta go online to Solano County water agencies, and they do the decontaminating at Steel Park or Markley Cove, and then you can just launch. Once you launch, you come out. They close at 5, so you got to quit before 5. They tag the boat with a green tag, and then you could go back again without having to go through all that decontaminating again. So anyway, I went up there. We did pretty good, like I said. And then I've been down the Delta. I went down to the Central Delta, which is over on the San Joaquin by Disappointment Slough, between there and Potato Slough. I went there on a Monday. Actually, did really well. We caught probably about 15 fish. These are bass. I caught them all flipping. My go-to bait's a brush hog. Caught them all flipping in about 1 to 2 feet of water. We probably had about a 20-pound limit that day. Then I went back 2 days later, and what a difference. Only caught 5. Is a little bit tougher. I've been looking around. I went down there again, and um, it was even, I've been averaging about 5 fish, so it's a little bit tough. But I went down over by Mildred Island, and inside the island, the water temperature was like 59 degrees. It was green. I could see down 2 feet. And I think any day now it's going to bust wide open over there. So keep that in mind. So yesterday I went down, I went up north. I went with Michael, Bub, my nephew, and we caught over 20 fish and caught them on chatterbaits and blades. The water conditions getting a lot better. You can see down about maybe a little over a foot, where last week I snuck down there, I could only see down about 6 inches. So it's clearing up. It looks looking to get a little bit better here every week. So I imagine in a couple of weeks it's going to be red hot down there. So other than that, other things going on. Not much about the ocean. I haven't heard much. The way the weather front's been coming through, haven't heard anything about anybody doing anything on the ocean. The bay's been kind of slow. Not a lot of people fishing down there either. There's some guys catching some halibut and stripers, but it's kind of hush hush. Nobody's really been going out there. The big thing right now is sturgeon bite, and they're from fishing from Martinez to Pittsburgh is some of the better areas. They're using roe and shrimp, but it's been pretty good year. I know Jay Lopes, Steve Mitchell, Richie Acosta, those guys are booking trips, going catching them. It's all catch and release now. Got to have a report card still, but you can't keep any. But fill out them report cards, because that's how the fishing game's been gathering their data for years, and all the time in the past few years, a lot of guys don't send them in or don't fill them out, and then it shows that there are no sturgeon around. So then this is what happens: it's catch and release because they don't think there's any around. So other than that, I know Ricky's in the Sacramento River striper fishing. I mean, in the San Joaquin River, they've been doing pretty good. No big ones; they're just small schoolie size, but they're going out having pretty decent days. Catching 15 to 25 fish. I know they're fishing the San Joaquin River, probably between 3 Mile Slough and the McCallamy. And they're using deep diving Yozuris that go down about 15 feet. So they're fishing at, 15 to 20 foot depth, and they're trolling. So other than that, I think the striper season is going to start turning on here pretty good. I snuck down and fished prospect slew in one of those big flats in there the other day. It's actually going down, and my alarm on my big motor went buzzing. So I stopped and I told Denise and Warren, just start casting while I try to figure out what's wrong with this thing. And in the first hour, they caught 5. So, there were some schoolie stripers in the system now. They're starting to show up a little bit. The water's just getting about where it's getting to be, very fishable. Other than that, I've been chasing a lot of bass now lately because of the striper situation has been kind of slow. And the Delta's been kicking out some really decent fish. A couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I had those big ones, but it's been pretty good. And, if you watch the weights of these tournaments, they've been catching some pretty decent fish. So bass otherwise in the lakes, Clear Lakes is just crazy. Guys are throwing swim baits and glide baits, and they're catching 30-40 pound limits. There was a 15.5 caught there last week. That was a big fish. Berryessa also, the bass bite's been really good there on swim baits. They had a tournament there last Saturday. They took 33 and I think 32, and the top 10 guys all had over 25 pounds. So, the lakes are starting to turn on. You guys, if you want to go out in most of the lakes, you don't have to do this decontamination. You can call them and see if there are restrictions or not. Berryessa, obviously there is, but and I think New Melones is doing it too. But Comanche and Pardee, you can't even take a boat on it. You can't take any kind of floating craft out there. And then I know Don Paganelli's been doing good at Folsom Lake. It's been coming up, but the bite's good. The fish are shallow. They're in 5 to 10 feet of water. We got a lot of water this year. And Future Pro had a event up at Lake McClure this last Saturday. And Luke, the little 11-year-old guy that I've been helping down here in the Delta, he had to move up in another division. He had 972 and he won it. So he won in the older group of kids. That kid could fish. So keep an eye out for him. Trout, not a whole lot going on. Pardee and Comanche have both been stocking. I heard limits are pretty good at Pardee. Opening day wasn't very good because they had a late plant, but they're starting to get it planted. I'm talking to people and they've been catching limits there. Comanche South Pond has also been pretty good, so your bank anglers, Pardee and Comanche are probably your best place. Otherwise, if you're going to take a boat, go trolling, look at Berryessa, Collins, Amador. I think Pyramid Lake's still open, and if it is, I know they've been catching some big ones there. You might want to go online and check and make sure. Kokanee fishing, it's a little early, but if you want to go, head up to Buller's Bar. I know Rob, Big Al, they all been going up there and they've been catching, they're 10 to 12-inch fish. But the meat's really red right now. The water's cold. They're really delicious eating. And I might even sneak up there because Gone Fishing called me last Saturday and said, hey, your Duckworth came in, so they're going to rig it up. Told them what I wanted on it, so they're going to have it rigged up for me next week, so I'll be hitting some of these lakes. Kings, haven't heard too much. Folsom, Orville, if I was going to go out and try it, or even Berryessa, but I heard it's been a little bit quiet. Clear Lake, the crappie fishing has been off the hook. The crappie are pretty good size, but they're catching a lot of crappie there. I know that down in the Delta and some of these back end sloughs, they've been producing crappie too. I haven't tried. I've been just, bass fishing. Steelhead, the American River, they're still catching them. If you want to go do that, Austin Wilson or Kyler Perry. I know Austin, he invited me up, but I couldn't make it out there. But, the Steelhead are in there pretty good, and they've been catching some pretty decent fish. So the fishing report's been kind of like the same going on, but, the water conditions are improving, so I anticipate the fishing will pick up. If we start getting a warming trend here pretty quick, it's going to bust wide open. I just can't wait. And don't forget, March 6th, today through the 9th, at Cal Expo, you got the Sacramento Boat Show. If you need to buy a boat or looking for equipment for a boat, go out and see Gone Fishing Marine. Just mention that I told you, and he'll probably give you a little break. Also on Saturday morning, don't forget I'm on California Sportsman on 1140 a.m. dial at 6:40 in the morning, giving you any update reports. And once in a while, I'm on Ultimate Bass with Kent. So anyhow, guys, I'm getting busy on my consulting on electronics. So if you have problems with your electronics, you can contact me. You can go to info@AlanFongOutdoors and go to bookings, and then you can see, what I'm offering. So anyway, if you like the video, hit that like. Please subscribe. Leave me a comment if you want, and I'll get back to you in a few days. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.